Have you ever wondered how much money it actually takes to feel rich? Not to be a billionaire, not to own a private jet, just rich. The kind of rich where you never worry about bills, live in a beautiful home, travel whenever you want, and buy things without checking the price tag. So I decided to run an experiment. I gave myself the same income everywhere in the world, $10,000 per month. Sounds amazing, right? Well, it depends on where you live. In some countries, that amount can buy a luxury lifestyle. In others, it barely gets you into the wealthy crowd. Let's find out where $10,000 a month makes me feel rich, and where it doesn't. My first stop is India. Almost immediately, something feels different. The cost of living is much lower than in many Western countries, which means my money stretches much further. A large apartment in a great neighborhood? Easy. Eating out regularly? No problem. Hiring help for everyday tasks? Still affordable. With $10,000 a month, life feels incredibly comfortable here. In fact, many people would consider this a truly wealthy lifestyle. So far, being rich seems surprisingly easy. Next, I head to Brazil. The beaches are beautiful, the cities are vibrant, and once again, my money goes a long way. I can afford a spacious home, frequent travel, and plenty of entertainment without worrying too much about my budget. Sure, some luxury items are expensive, but overall, $10,000 a month still feels like a lot of money. At this point, I'm starting to think this experiment will be easy.
Then I arrive in Germany, and things begin to change. Housing costs are higher. Services are more expensive. Everyday expenses add up faster than before. Suddenly, I notice something interesting. I'm still living comfortably, but I no longer feel dramatically richer than everyone around me. For the first time, my $10,000 doesn't feel unlimited. Then comes London, one of the world's most expensive cities. The moment I start looking at apartments, I understand why. Rent alone can consume a huge portion of my income. Transportation, dining, and daily expenses aren't cheap either. I can still live well. Very well, actually. But rich? That's becoming harder to answer. And then I cross the Atlantic.
Welcome to the United States. Here, everything depends on location. In some cities, $10,000 a month feels like financial freedom. In others, especially places like New York or San Francisco, it disappears much faster than you'd expect. A luxury apartment? Expensive. Healthcare? Expensive. Services? Also expensive. For the first time, I start realizing that earning more money doesn't automatically mean feeling richer. Sometimes the environment changes the equation completely. But nothing prepares me for Switzerland. The country's famous for high salaries. Unfortunately, it's also famous for high prices. A simple lunch costs more. Housing costs more. Almost everything costs more. Suddenly, my magical $10,000 salary doesn't seem so magical anymore. I'm comfortable. I'm secure. But I don't feel rich. Not compared to the people around me. And that's when I realize something important. Rich isn't a number. It's a comparison. The same income that makes me feel wealthy in one country can make me feel completely ordinary in another. The difference isn't just how much money I earn. It's what that money can actually buy. So after traveling across the world with the exact same income, I've come to one conclusion. Feeling rich has less to do with your paycheck and more to do with where you live, what you value, and how expensive your lifestyle is. And now I'm curious. If you had $10,000 every month, where would you choose to live? Let me know in the comments.